Sir, I'm unable to see live charts. Any? Okay, fine. Let's begin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. शिकण्यासाठी आवड विकसित करा. आपण असे केल्यास आपण वाढण्यास कधीही थांबणार नाही. नमस्कार सर्व विद्यार्थी पालक यांचे आज शिवप्रताप मानव कल्याण संस्थेमध्ये स्वागत आहे. 10वी मध्ये पैकीच्या पैकी गुण कसे मिळवायचे हा आपल्या आजचा वेबिनारचा विषय आहे. तर त्याआधी चला जाणून घेऊया अशी कोणती संस्था आहे ज्यांनी विद्यार्थ्यांच्या भविष्याचा ध्यास घेतला आहे, जी अहोरात्र आपल्या विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी प्रयत्नशील आहे. शिवप्रताप मानव कल्याण संस्था ही एक NGO संस्था आहे जी नॉन गव्हर्नमेंटल संस्था आहे, म्हणजेच सरकारच्या मदतीशिवाय कोणत्याही फायद्याचा विचार न करता नॉन प्रॉफिटेबल इंडिपेंडंट अशी संस्था आहे. संस्थेचे जनक माननीय प्रतापशेठ साळुंखे दादा जे गोल्ड आणि सिल्वर रिफायनरीचे सुद्धा संस्थापक आहेत. यांचा रात्रंदिवस हाच ध्यास होता की आपल्या भागातील मुलांना उच्च शिक्षण मिळावे, नीट JEE मध्ये सुद्धा आपल्या भागातील मुलांना मार्गदर्शन मिळावे, त्यांचे पुढील आयुष्य सोपस्कर जावे याकरता त्यांनी संस्था चालू केली आहे. तर सुंदर असा एक म्हण त्यांच्यासाठी मला म्हणावीशी वाटते. लीडर्स आर मेड, दे आर नॉट बॉर्न, दे आर मेड बाय देअर हार्ड एफर्ट्स. एक ध्यास एक लक्ष या म्हणीवर ही संस्था काम करत आहे. कोटा राजस्थान या संस्थेमध्ये शिक्षक स्टाफ आहे. या संस्थेने इथे विट्यामध्ये उपलब्ध करून दिलेले ह्या अकॅडमीचा निर्णय यशस्वी ठरला आहे असं म्हणायला वावगं नाही. 2021 पर्यंत 100 विद्यार्थ्यांना नीट JEE परीक्षेमध्ये यशस्वी करण्याचे ध्येय शिवप्रताप अकॅडमीने घेतलेलं आहे. कार्यक्रमाची सुरुवात करण्यापूर्वी आजचे जे गेस्ट आहेत त्यांना आपण इंट्रोड्यूस करूया. तर चला बघूया आजचे गेस्ट कोण आहेत. तर माननीय सूरज बलराम पवार सर जे झूलॉजिस्ट आहे आणि व्हाईस प्रिन्सिपल आहेत श्री ABP पाटील इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूलचे सांगलीतून. त्यांना 15 वर्षाचा टीचिंग एक्सपिरियन्स आहे. ही वॉज ऑल्सो अन एक्झामिनर इन द स्टेट बोर्ड for last 6 years. He's also working and has worked as a center superintendent for Cbse board exam for 2020. He has also worked as a CTET observer for Cbse exams. And the next guest is Honorable Mrs. Archana Ajit Saunke ma'am. Her qualification is she has completed her MSc B.Ed in chemistry. She is also teaching, currently she is teaching for grade 7, 9 and 10. She also has an experience of 7 years. So welcome everyone for this webinar. Welcome ma'am, welcome sir. I head on to you sir.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible to you, sir? Hello?
Yeah, sir. You are.
Okay. So, thank you, madam, for the introduction. So, without wasting time, we'll start with our webinar. The aim of the webinar is to know about the examination science pattern, question paper pattern, and some important techniques to remember the topics so we can improve our score. Before starting with the science subject, I would like to introduce about the hall ticket schedule and how we are going to provide the answer sheet or how we are going to write the answer paper. Some detail in very short and then we'll move to our main subject. Dear students, as you know, since last year onwards, Cbse is issuing the hall ticket by online mode. The school, they remove the printout and they are duly signed with the principal, parents and student, then they issue to the students. Here it is very much important, each and every student should read the matter which is present in the hall ticket, mostly name and the subject which are mentioned in the hall ticket. In the hall ticket, subject code, date, day, timing is mentioned. So dear student, you have to check the subjects, date, day and timing which you are opt for the CBSE board exam. If any difficulties, if any problem is there, immediately you have to bring these things into the notice of school authority. Dear student and parents, see that when you issue the hall ticket, you have to remove one photocopy which you have to keep with you, and the original one we have to make lamination and we have to carry throughout our exam. On the hall ticket, if you see the date is mentioned, that is 15th May, where we are having a science paper. The code is 086 and the timing is 10:30. Dear students, see that on the days of the exam, you have to be at least 45 minutes before the schedule. When you reach the examination center, their checking will be there of your hall ticket. You will be given the block numbers and they will allow you inside. But here I want to focus on few things which is mandatory from the board, and that all instructions will be given on the hall ticket. In short, I will tell you and then move to the next part, that is our question paper pattern. Dear student, while going for the exam, please see that you have to carry a transparent writing pad. Once I will repeat, we need a transparent writing pad. None other pad will be allowed for the student to take inside the examination hall. Transparent writing pad, you need a geometrical instrument box which is put into the transparent pouch. Along with that, one small hand sanitizer bottle. Along with that, mask, and maybe due to pandemic situation, board may make mandatory to carry the hand gloves. Dear student, without these things, rather than this, any material if you want to take inside, they will be not allowing you. 10 o'clock sharp, the bell will be ringing. You will be allowed to enter in the examinations already put on the benches. I think due to the pandemic, we are going to arrange only 20 students in one block. It was 25, each row of 5 benches. Now it will be of 4 into 5. So 20 benches will be allotted inside. So 20 students only in the one block, looking to the pandemic situation. So the place where it is given for you, you have to go there and sit. You will be not allowed to move in between the schedule what is given in the exam period which is there. 10 o'clock, examiner will enter inside and they will be issuing the answer sheet for you. Your work is there to take that answer sheet and fill the first page, that is OMR sheet is there, which is very important part. Dear student, when we are doing the examiner, when I am doing the work of center superintendent, I came across many problems related to the OMR sheet. Students go wrong with the filling of the OMR sheet. Maybe school or your institute will take practice of this also. But here also I am going to show you one specimen copy, how the answer sheet will be there. We don't have regular answer sheet. We are having horizontal answer sheet for the CBSE board. Up to now, you may practice on the vertical paper, but board papers are horizontally. I will share you afterwards the screen related to the first OMR sheet and how to fill up. Here I can show you. Sir, you can see the sheet? Hello, sir?
It's look blur, sir.
Yeah, I'll share the screen, but only I want to show the size, how it is there. Horizontal shape is there.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, we can see so.
Yes, sir. So likewise, the sheet will be available. You can see the backside writing material, how it is there. It is also horizontal is there. So many of the students, they don't know about the answer sheet. So it will be a specimen copy. I'll share afterwards how OMR sheet to be filled. Dear student, when you get the answer sheet, you are not going to break the seal. Only the first page we can open, but inside pages are sealed. That will be open at 10:30 a.m. only, after the permission of the examiner. So as soon as you get the answer sheet at 10 o'clock, first work is to fill up the OMR sheet. OMR sheet, the data which is required, it will be same as per your hall ticket. You have to shade it properly. That part I'm not going to take. I'll be dealing with directly to the science question paper pattern only. Only in short I will tell you. When you shade, first see that you shade with the pencil. Get the information from the examiner. Ask them and fill the properly form OMR sheet and then start writing. After completing OMR sheet, 10:15, the bell will be there where the examiner will give you the question paper. I'll show you the question paper, how it is there and what all things are there on the question paper. I'll share the screen first. So can you see the screen, sir? Ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a CBSE sample question paper which we had prepared for the students. Like the same paper will be issued in the question in the exam. You can see at the right corner, left corner, we are having the roll number is there, and in the right corner we are having code, but that code is not mentioned. So the special code will be there. These things you have to mention in your answer sheet first. So 10:15 you will be issued the question paper. Please read the instructions given on the question paper. You can see first instruction is like this. Please check that this question paper contain 12 printed pages. As soon as you get the question paper, please see that 12 printed pages are available or not. The code number given on the right hand side of question paper should be written on the title page of the answer book by the candidate. Where OMR sheet is provided, that separate column is provided for writing the question paper code over there. So the same question code you have to copy over there. Please check that this question paper contains 36 questions. Dear student, our paper consists total 48 questions. 48 questions including the option. Mandatory we have to write 36 questions are there. When I will show you the question paper pattern, which is the latest one, in that I'll tell you how we have divided this 36 question into different sections. So we have to attempt total 36 questions. In that we are having section A, section B, section C and section D. Later on we'll discuss on this. Please write down the serial number of question before attempting it. This is very important instruction from me for the students. We having starting question from 1 to 36 sequence wise is there. And it is necessary for the students to write the question number properly. Dear student, one incident has happened like this while I was checking the paper. The child has written the answer completely with the proper presentation, proper point wise, but the child has gone wrong with the question number. Though the answer is correct, but the question number is written wrong, so we are unable to give the marks. The child got 0 marks for that question. You may write anyhow the paper, doesn't matter. You can have section A first, or you can have section B first, or section C first, but section wise numbering of question is very much important. 15 minutes time is given for the reading of the question papers. That is from 10:15 to 10:30. You have to start the reading the question paper. See that do not write anything or do not mark answer on the question paper. That will be consider a malpractice. Many students, when they get the question papers, they start reading the underline the importance or some words or their mark answers. So it will be not allowed. You had written the roll number, you can't pass this paper to other also. Set numbers are there. We are having set A, B, C, D is there. So we can't do any malpractice over there. So please be careful. Write question number properly. Sharp 10:30 bell will be given and you will be told to break the seal of the answer paper. With the help of scale, insert into the answer paper and break it. Now dear student, here one more important precaution we have to take. We have to check the answer sheet. Number of pages are there, probably 32 are there. So please go checking the each page and see that each and every page is there in your answer sheet. If it is not there, if any page is missing, immediately bring into the notice of the examiner. Write the paper properly. We are having 3 hours is there. From 10:30 to 1:30 timing is there. If your study is properly, paper is very easy. Afterwards, I will be telling you how it is there. So it will get complete. If you ask me, it will get completed within 2.5 hours. You will get 15 minutes extra for revising and checking and that all things. For that, we need to keep our study properly. This was about the schedule of the exam. Now we'll start with our science paper, how the question paper pattern is there. What are the topics, how we can study with the easy method and remember all the topics and get the good marks. So our question paper consists of 4 sections. Section A, Section B, Section D, Section C and D. Total 36 questions are there in the question paper. Section A consists of 1 mark question. If you see question paper, from that question paper, question number 1 to 20 questions are 1 mark each. 1 mark each means you are knowing multiple choice questions, very short answer questions, assertion and reasoning type of question. This is a new pattern. When I'll go question wise, I'll be telling you what is this assertion and reasoning question. Then we are having answer to the question in the 1 words or 1 sentence. So likewise, we are having total 1 to 20 question of 1 mark each. But if you calculate the section A mark, you will see the section A consists of 32 questions. Sorry, not 32 questions, 32 marks. 20 questions and 32 marks, how it is possible? So we are having question 1 to 16 are all 1 mark question each. But if you see question number 17, 18, 19 and 20, these 4 questions are having 5 sub questions each. In 17 we are having 5 sub questions, 18 we are having 5 sub questions, 19 and 20 also we are having sub 5 questions are there. Now from this sub 5 question, any 4 we have to attempt. So from question 17, 4 we have to attempt, that means 4 marks. Question 18, there also we are having 4 questions, 5 questions are there, we have to attempt any 4, so here also 4 marks. That means question number 17 is of 4 marks, 18 is of 4 marks, 19 is of 4 marks and 20 is of 4 marks. So from starting 17 to 20, 16 marks are there and earlier 16 questions, 16 marks, so it makes 32. I hope so. It is clear for you that section A is of objective type of questions and it is of 32 marks. If you see question number 14, 15 and 16, we are having a new type of question, that is assertion and reasoning type of question. 1 sentence will be given, that is what assertion is there, and the reason also will be given, where we are having 4 options are there. Whether the assertion is given true, the reason is given true, means both are true. Whether assertion is correct but reason is false. Whether assertion is wrong, reason is true. or both are false. Likewise, 4 options will be given. So question number 14, question number 15 and question number 16 is based on assertion and reasoning, where we have to, from these 4 options, we have to select one option and we have to give it. Dear student, you may feel that section A, which is very objective, 32 marks is there for that, so it will be easy task. It is not like this. The work is double. Students having habit of reading the textbook and by hearting the textbook, as it is the question answers are given in the reference book, digest, they may write in the 2 marks question, 3 marks question, 5 marks question as it is. They may get out marks in the 2 marks question, 3 marks question, 5 marks question, but the problem is to score with the section A 32 marks. Then what to do about this? For this, it is necessary to read the textbook carefully. Strictly follow NCERT textbook. Read the textbook carefully. There are important terms are there. Definitions are there. Where information is given, read those information, underline the important words, terms, and then only it is possible for us to get 32 marks in the section A. So dear student, I request you to read the textbook once, twice, revise it. Definitely you will get good marks in the objective type of question, because I am 100% sure you are going to study very properly way and you are going to score 2 marks, 3 marks, 5 marks scores, up to date marks. But only thing, we are going to fall short in the objective type of questions. Section B consists of 6 questions of 2 marks. So section B start from 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 and 26. These are the 2 marks questions are there. In this you are having short answer type of questions. The answer in the following: write short note, definition, examples, draw a neat label diagram. So such type of 2 marks questions will be coming in the section B. 2 marks means 2 points. Dear student, we are writing the science paper, so it is necessary to write up to date, relevant to the topic. Students, when they write the paper, they go on writing the definition, then the rules and regulation, but what is asked in the question particularly, that is not written. So the answer for the 2 marks question should be relevant to the topic. Afterwards, when I'll tell you the type of questions and how to write the answer for this also. So 6 questions, 2 marks each, 12 marks for the section B. Then comes to the next section, that is section C. In the section C, we having 3 marks question, total 7 questions are there, starting from 27 to 33. So section C is of 21 marks. In this, you will see there will be option in section A also, option questions will be in the section B also, and in section C also. I think for only 1 question will be having optional question will be there in section C. In section B, 3 questions will be having optional questions, and in section A, we are having optional questions for 6 questions are there. So in this section C, we are having answer the following questions, which will be having near about 50 to 80 words questions will be there. We will be having 2 marks plus 1 marks like this. Objective will be there. This time the board is going to set a paper which is focused on objective based type of paper. Descriptive writing will be not there in the answer papers. You will see 5 marks question is also there. We'll be having sub 5 questions will be asking. So this time the papers will be objective. So it is necessary for us to read the textbook very carefully. Section D, we are having a 5 marks questions. We are having total 5 questions will be there. Is question number 34. We are having optional 1 more is there. Then 35 will not have any option, and 36 again one more option will be there. So we have to write 3 questions of 5 marks. So likewise, we are having total 4 section A, B, C, D, and this is what our latest pattern is there of a Cbse for science paper. I hope so, dear student, you understood the paper. Even the Cbse had sent the Cbse sample paper also on the Google or on the site of Cbse. If you go, you will get the Cbse sample paper. You can refer that. At least see that you try to practice 3 to 4 papers of solving of Cbse board sample papers. So now we discuss about the topic. First thing we must know about the syllabus. We should be aware about the syllabus, revised syllabus and deleted syllabus. As you know, we are having chemistry, bio and physics. Chemistry part is more part in this our syllabus. We are having near about 4 to 5 chapters are there, which is based on chemistry. The first unit of this syllabus is chemical substances, which having 26 marks weightage. That is of chemistry part. Then comes the biology part, where we are having the life process, reproduction chapter and hereditary chapter. Dear student, in the hereditary and evolution, the concept of evolution, we are having only hereditary chapter. So we are having life process, reproduction and hereditary chapter. So this entire unit is of 23 marks. Then comes the physics, which having 26 marks. So once I'll tell you what is our portion, and then topic wise we'll go for discussion. Chapter number 1, chemical reaction and equation. This chapter is full chapter for us. Then chapter number 2, acid, base and salts. This is also full chapter from the chemistry. But if you see the chapter number 3, metals and non-metals, from this metals and non-metals, basic metallurgy process is deleted from the syllabus. Even the last part, which is very easy part, corrosion and prevention also deleted. But dear student, in the first chapter, we are having a corrosion and prevention. So that part will be coming for the exam. Next, which is the important topic, that is carbon and its compound. From this, we are having, from the nomenclature system, the entire topic is cancelled or deleted from the chapter. In that, we are going to see what is a catenation, why carbon is the unique. Then what is a covalent compound, what is a dot cross structure, how we can draw a dot cross structure. Compulsory question is there in the exam. Dot cross structure of any one compound they may ask. Then homologous series, one big question can ask on the homologous series. So till this much only we are having a portion of carbon and carbon compound. Then we are having an entire chapter of periodic classification of elements. Chapter number 6, life process. Chapter number 7, control and coordination is deleted from our syllabus. Then we are having entire chapter of how do organism breathe, which will be followed by chapter number 9, hereditary and evolution. But evolution part is completely deleted from the syllabus. Chapter number 10, reflection of light, refraction of light. Complete we are having. Chapter number 11, human eye and color of world. This topic is there, but here we are having some part is deleted, that is functioning of lens, human eye, defect of vision, application of spherical mirror. This part is deleted from this chapter. Then we are having electricity chapter, entire chapter is there, which will be followed by chapter number 13, magnetic effect of electric current. Yes. From this electric generator, DC current, AC current, these topics are deleted from the syllabus. And lastly, we are having a topic of environmental science, our environment. So dear student, please be aware of revised syllabus and deleted syllabus. So now we'll start with the topic wise, which are the important question where we have to focus more so that we can get good marks. We, since 6 to 7 years, we are checking the papers of the board exam. The first chapter which is there, chemical reaction and equation, and the universal problem which we face, that is the writing of chemical reaction. If you see entire first unit of chemistry, where we are having chapter like chemical reaction and equation, acid base salts, metals and non-metals, carbon and carbon compounds. So these chapters having more and more reactions. And many children lose their mark in the writing the chemical reactions. Compulsory 2 questions are there. If you see the question paper, you will see first question is based on the chemical reaction only. So first chapter, chemical reaction and equation. In this chapter, we are having different types of equation or different types of reactions are there. The question may ask in exam to write the chemical reaction and balance it for the 2 marks, or one more method is the hit and trial method, which will be asked for 5 marks. In the textbook, we having tables are there where we have to see number of atom present in the reactant side, number of atom present in the product side. Then if it is a balance, write 1 second reaction, otherwise we have to go for balancing, one more table we have to draw. That is what hit and trial method. Maybe it is asked for 5 marks. But in the 2 marks question, the question is there, we have to balance, write equation, balance it. So this question is very much important in this chapter. We are having types of reactions are there. We are having combination reaction, decomposition reaction, again decomposition reaction with subtypes are there, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, exothermic, endothermic reactions are there, oxidation, reduction and redox reaction is there. So there are different types of reaction. One question will be based on this type of reaction. It may ask identify the type of, they may give a reaction and they may ask you identify the type of reaction. This is one pattern where they can ask the question. Or they may give a chemical change. For example, magnesium ribbon burns in air. So we have to write the chemical equation, we have to balance it. So here it is very much important to know about the correct molecular formula. Many students, they go wrong in writing the molecular formula. For example, if you see magnesium reacts with HCl, use magnesium chloride. Very simple reaction is there, plus H2 will be given. But when students write the reaction, when they write the molecular formula of magnesium chloride, they write MgCl. But you know that magnesium chloride molecular formula is NgCl2 because chlorine exists in the molecular state and magnesium having valencies 2. This you have studied in the 9th standard, how to write the molecular formula. This is a universal problem that students lose their marks in the chemical reactions because they don't know the molecular formula, they don't know the proper symbol of that element, they don't know the valency of that element, so they go wrong with the writing chemical reaction. Even one more part is there in this question, the way of writing the chemical reaction. For example, magnesium, we know this is the element where symbol is capital M and small g is there. Or while writing the molecular formula of calcium carbonate, calcium carbon, how we write? We write CaCO3, that is C capital A small, C capital O capital 3. But student goes wrong while writing this proper way. And here they lose the marks. Even the question may ask in exam, distinguish between 2 different types of reaction. It may be displacement, double displacement reaction. It may be exothermic, endothermic reaction. It may be oxidation, reduction reaction. Or it may be the combination and decomposition reaction. Dear student, when you are attempting the question, you write descriptive about that reaction. You are knowing many things about that reaction. Suppose that calcium carbonate is heated or calcium carbonate is heated, then if they ask this change, we have to write in the reaction. You know this type of reaction is known as decomposition reaction. Form a word equation first. Write calcium carbonate heat, when it heated, it decomposes, right? It is a decomposed reaction and we get calcium oxide and CO2 gas is released. Write the chemical equation by using symbols and molecular formula. Check the number of atoms present in the elements in the reactant side and the number of atoms present in the elements in the product side. Both should be same. Many students, when the question comes for the 2 marks, they write the reactions, but they don't check or they balance the reaction and the reaction goes wrong. When it is a balance, then only you are going to get 1 mark for equation, word equation, 1 mark for the chemical equation. Likewise, 2 marks you will be getting for this question. Many students get afraid about this type of reactions and they leave this question. Don't leave the question. Read, make a chart where we can write the type of reaction. In short, you mentioned combination means what? It is a combination of 2 or more reactants to form a single product. Write one reaction over there. In textbook, there are few reactions are there which is commonly in the other chapters also. If you see, reaction is this, same reaction is written in the acid-base salt also, neutralization is there. Some reactions are repeated in metals and non-metals are there. So at least few which are there in the textbook, you can practice it properly and that you can use for the exam. It is very much necessary to write the definition of that reaction. Many students, they write the definition and they leave it, they don't mention the example. So please see that, write word equation. Example, if it is possible for you to give the state also, solid state, liquid state, aqueous state, gaseous state, mention the states. So you will be giving a reaction which is more informative. So examiner will come to know about the capacity of this child and he will be easily giving the marks to the children. So in this chapter, types of equation, maybe distinguish between question asked, may ask, maybe short note they may ask, maybe for the writing the reaction and balancing the question may ask, the question may be for 2 marks or question may be for 5 marks are there. So dear student, see that you practice more and more about the reactions by heart the symbols. Just I'll stay on the screen. By heart the symbols and write it properly. Then we go to the next topic, that is acid, base and salts. Now in this topic we are having chemical properties of acids and base. So there are different types of reactions are there of acid with the metals, acid with the metal carbonates, acid with the base. So this also a reaction part is there where we have to read properly. See that you make one form of question for yourself that distinguish between chemical properties of acids and base. So you will get clear idea of acid, what is difference between acid and what is the base, and then you can write the reactions properly. Now in this topic, one important application based question is there, that is day-to-day use of the neutralization process. I think in your textbook few examples are mentioned. In that they are mentioned about the toothpaste is there, ant bite is there, about the agriculture application use of neutralization process is there. So this is a very much important question for the exam point of view. This year the papers will be based on application understanding level. So from the exam point of view, day-to-day life of the neutralization example is important. Then comes about the salts. 2 marks question may ask, state the property and uses of the salts. We are having near about 3 to 4 salts are there. In that we are having sodium carbonate is there, that is washing soda. Sodium hydrogen carbonate is there, that is a baking soda. And we are having a bleaching powder is there. So likewise 3 salts are there. They may ask for the uses and properties of these 3 salts. Compulsory one of the salt will be asked in the exam for the property and uses are there. The next question, chapter, that is metals and non-metals. We are having physical properties, we are having a chemical properties of metals and non-metals. In that, most important question, it will be asked on the reactivity series. As you know, the metals are arranged in the decreasing order of their reactivity, and the series is given. So question may ask on this. Even practical is also there. Practical based question may ask in the exam. They may ask the copper reacts with the zinc sulfate, whether reaction will take place or not, or iron reacts with the copper sulfate, whether reaction will take place or not, or what kind of reaction will be there. So these all questions will be based on the reactivity series. You must know the reactivity series. Top, we are having high reactive metals are there, middle low reactive metals, and least reactive metals are put at the bottom. So dear student, remember by heart this reactivity series. Compulsory one question will be there on the reactivity series. It may ask by many ways. Then we are having the properties of ionic compound. Dear student, in the first chapter we had studied covalent compound, and this chapter we have studied the ionic compound. The question may also ask on the distinguish between ionic compound and covalent compound, or the question may ask separately properties of ionic compound, properties of covalent compound. Rest all part is deleted from this chapter. We don't have extraction of metallurgy, and that process is there. Then comes to the chapter number 4, very important chapter, where the characteristics of the carbon is given. Why carbon is a versatile? As you know, carbon having the unique properties are there. We are having tetravalency is there, multiple sharing is there, catenation property is there, or allotrope property is there. Because of this property, carbon is unique, carbon is present everywhere. In that we are having hydrocarbons, classification of hydrocarbons. We are having saturated hydrocarbon, unsaturated hydrocarbon. In the saturated hydrocarbon, again you know that there is one group alkane, where general formula is CnH2n plus 2. Similarly, in the unsaturated, again two groups are there. So you must know the members of this group. Alkane means what? Alkene means what? And alkyne means what? Make a concept map where you can show the classification of hydrocarbon. Earlier, so many times the question is asked classification of hydrocarbon. Student used to draw the concept map, or they used to go descriptive type of answer. Anything, it is acceptable. So you must know what is an alkane, what is saturated hydrocarbon. Compulsory one question will be asked on this topic, that is saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbon. One question is compulsory to write the dot cross structure also. Means whatever compounds are there of hydrocarbon, so methane may be there, ethane may be there, or any compound from the alkene group or alkyne group, they may ask you to draw the dot cross structure. Practice dot cross structure. And one more important question related to this topic is their homologous series. We are having different group, we are having different series is there. We are having alkane series is there, alkene are there, alkyne is there, various different groups are there. So what is meant by homologous series? State the characteristic where it's for differences of one CH2 group, 14 molecular mass. So two consecutive elements you can take and explain that example. So it may be asked for 5 marks question, or it may be asked for the 3 marks question is there. Next, if you see the chapter number 5, periodic classification of elements. In this we are having different scientists where they are given the classification of element. In that we are having first dominant triads, how we had arranged the elements and how we had explained the triads. What is the formula? One example we have to give, that the mean, arithmetic mean of middle mass is equals to, the mass of middle element is equals to arithmetic mean of other two elements. So if the question comes in the exam, we have to give the examples. Students are not giving examples. They define this, state the law, and they don't give the example. So we have to explain with the example. Similarly, we are having Newland's law of octave, where we are having the repeated characteristic after every 8 elements is there. So here also you can give the example. Then we are having modern periodic table and Mendeleev periodic table. So remember how the elements are arranged. If you see the modern periodic table, we are having group is there, we are having rows are there, periods are there. So little by heart of this, how many groups are there, how the elements are arranged in the modern periodic table by increasing atomic number it is arranged. So please see this, and very simple chapter is there, we can get good marks. Only thing is there, in this chapter some trends are there. We are having atomic weight, atomic number, electropositive characteristic, electronegative characteristic. So these 3 to 4 trends are there. These are very much important for the exam point of view. One question will be asking in the exam that how atomic size goes on increasing as you go from left to right or as it goes from top to bottom. Similarly related to electropositive characteristic and electronegative characteristic. So those trends are important. One compulsory 3 marks or 2 marks question will be asked on these trends are there. Then comes the biological part where we are having the life process. In that we are having the nutrition, different types of nutrition, mode of nutrition is there. We are autotrophic, heterotrophic is there. Then we are having the human digestive system is asked. Many times they ask the question. For example, complete digestion take place in the small intestine. So in the small intestine, what in all reactions are taking place? Which types of enzymes are present? Dear students, step by step go on writing. 5 basic steps are there. Ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and excretion. Remove them. Remove separately. 5 points are there. Under the ingestion, what is happening? Under the digestion, what is happening? In stomach, which type of glands are there which secrete the juice? 3 types of juice are there. What is their function? In small intestine, we are having opening of pancreas and liver. What is the secretion is called? What is the function of that? What happens in the small intestine? Which is the of body? So likewise, systematically prepare. It will be very easy. Only thing is biological part. Then we are having the human circulatory system, human respiratory system is there. Respiratory system, one compulsory question is there. In anaerobic, we are having reactions are there. One question in the exam are related to aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Then it will be followed by the excretory system. Maybe these topics, biology topics are important for diagram. Dear student, we have to draw systematic scientific diagram. The marking scheme is like this given. So important question is there for drawing the diagram. Students draw a rough diagram. It is expected from them to draw a fair diagram. We are having a diagram of sexual reproduction, diagram of male reproductive system. We have male reproductive system. From these 3, any one question will be asked in the exam. So remember diagram, we have to